good evening, netizens. Good morning, good evening, and good day to everyone. Welcome to our institution, the Institute of Global Professionals. And welcome to an international free webinar. To our lovely spectators, thank you all for joining in this wonderful evening. Today, I am your host for the evening, Miss Thel from the Philippines, a faculty development personnel. My dear audience, I am delighted to tell you that I am thankful to be part with IGP's endeavor and that I am grateful and privileged to be your host in this webinar. So, in this spectacular evening, it is my pleasure and humble request to all our viewers to stay with us till the end of this webinar because I am sure we will have important takeaways from this evening. Everyone, you are welcome to like, comment, and don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in the comment box. So let's journey together with essential learning from global leading professionals because this innovation inspires great impact. And once again, I am Miss Tel from Philippines, a faculty development personnel, a core volunteer, and mother, a student and knowledge seeker. So to start with, let me tell you about IGP because every day new participants joins in. So, the Institute of Global Professionals mission is to empower all communities through its people by enhancing everyone's learning. IGP serves students and communities resource, providing a holistic social work and education to create a proficient generation. We are entrusted with the international standard of recognition. We make it get at able to use every knowledge pursuers to originate a personality that is more determined, that have ambition, confident to face any circumstance, and established own skills. The Institute of Global Professionals believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by obtaining formal education. So, we provide effective training and consultation to produce a proficient generation all over the world. Today, IGP is a leading online skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide because we organized our webinars, trainings, offline and online courses with our best trained speakers and coaches from all over the world to produce a best learning platform for you all. And with that, we have already completed 206 webinars successfully. And we expect that everybody will benefit in this webinar in personal and professional life. Likewise, we wish that you will be with us in this voyage till the end. And let me remind you again, don't forget to share, tag, comment, and mention your friends in the comment box because your support inspires us to do better in providing the best service for you every day. Again, a warm welcome to you all. So let's start our program with IGP's mantra Feed Your Skills with our 207th webinar entitled Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment Part 2 webinar series. At this point in time, I would like to introduce you our first speaker, Sir Sarwu Eri, Assistant Professor of the State Islamic Institute of Indonesia.
Oh, hello. Good
Sir,
morning, everyone.
sir.
Um, uh, Allow me to say thank you to Miss Huss that giving me chance to for letting me joining here and Institute for Global Professional. And then today Teams is teaching English as foreign language and also assessment. So actually, you can call me Saru Edi. It's maybe a little bit weird. But I'm from Indonesia. Then right now I'm teaching in one of a English study program, the Faculty of Tarbiyah. We can call that education. And then State Islamic Institute of Choruk. It is in Bengkulu Province, Indonesia.
Okay.
So that's it for now.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So the viewer is yours, sir. The viewers is yours. And what
Okay.
related Happy Teacher's Day.
Oh
Uh,
yes, happy teachers. Okay. All right, and then today, what I'm going to talk is all about extensive reading. Extensive reading, yes, because extensive reading is very important, especially in my country. We need to trigger our student to learn about to read, actually to read a lot of materials that make them knowledge increased. Should I share my screen right now, man?
yes,
No.
sir. You can
All
share your
right.
screen right now, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen,
Yes,
everyone.
sir.
I'm join my screen. Wait a moment. Okay, this one, right? Then, okay.
Okay, once again, let's all welcome Sir Sabu Eddy.
Mm-hmm. Wait a moment. Okay,
Slideshow,
right.
please.
Still waiting. Wait a moment. Okay. Excuse me. What happened? All right. Can you see my slide, please? Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
this? All right.
All right.
So I'm going to start from the title of this presentation, and very uh, meaningful evening is the effect of extensive reading on student reading comprehension as observed from student motivation. So as I said before, that extensive reading is very important, especially because we learned foreign language. So we need to, put a lot of literacy in our understanding and comprehending. And then I will try to connect between extensive reading, student reading comprehension, and also their motivation. Okay, next, have a look at this one. We start from extensive reading. What is extensive reading actually? In the simple terms, we can say that extensive reading is reading as many as a book that you can read, or you can say that you can read as many as the book as possible for pleasure, of course. So, and can be a little bit contrasted with the intensive reading, which is maybe too awkward, slow, careful reading of sort, and also a bit difficult text. So some, let's say, some experts says that the characteristic of extensive reading in a language learning, it's quite important. Why important? Because there's a lot of things that we can get from these activities when we teach reading. Why extensive reading? There are several reasons for this, because we know exactly that extensive reading is to trigger students to read a lot of materials connected with their reading comprehension. In the class, I also give them a chance to choose their or to select their own materials based on their interest. So that's why extensive reading is very important to us when we teach teaching reading and connected with their reading comprehension. Okay, next, extensive reading and reading comprehension. What is the connection between this aspect? The first one is extensive reading. Like I said before, this kind of type of reading will deliver you or will lead the students to read by their own interests. If they read by on their own interest, so I do believe that they can understand. They read for pleasure. They read because they want to read, and they will comprehend the material easily because they select the material by themselves. That's why when we conduct this in our class, extensive reading, I mean extensive program. I did it actually in my class and in the second or first semester class, and then I get the point that this program will give the big impact to their reading comprehension. I have done the research also about the extensive reading, connected with reading comprehension, and the result is very significant. That they improve extensive reading, improve their reading comprehension. Of course, by giving the task, and I treat them by giving the extensive reading program. And next, we come to the student motivation. So why we need to connect among this aspect? The first one, extensive reading, and the second one is reading comprehension, and the last one, motivation. Because excessive reading, some not in many terms, they can improve student motivation. Why I say so? Because triggering student to read is not easy. It is a difficult one because sometimes they have a lot of motivation and read, because it is based on what I am what I have done in my research. And because we as a teacher force the student with our material. Sometimes they feel bored with this one. They still want to find another based on their what they interest, based on their hobbies. Sometimes they like sport, for example, and we insist our students with the strict materials. So that's why sometimes students will have a low motivation in reading. But in extensive reading, they can choose their own reading material. So I do believe that all students will have a big motivation, because from my research also, I found that student motivation is quietly or significantly increase, because they have a time to find their own materials, and they read the materials for pleasure. That's all for the second slides. Next, we go to the activities that I did in my class. Actually, maybe this kind of activities can be applied in your program. And the first one is I make a list. So I not force, but I try to invite my student to make a list. What list here? I invite my student to make a list of books by their own interest. So they have to write down the list, the name of the book that they want to read. So by making the list, I do believe that student will have their own their own interest. The first one like this one, the second, the third, the fourth, and then after they making a list, I will give my student time to read. So they will read the book, and after they read the book, I also ask my student, suggest my student, and command my student to make a conclusion for each book. So like, for example, my student read let's say, story about the history of English, for example. So my student will try to make a conclusion. They summarize the book. So they make a conclusion, and after this, the second stage, I will move to the confirmation. The confirmation here means that the student confirm the reading result to the teachers. So after the student read the book, then they make the conclusion. Of course, they will make it in a piece of paper, or it can be a personal book or log book. So the student will confirm the reading before I teach them in the regular day. It means that before I teach them in the new materials, I'm going to check my student reading result. So one by one. So yeah, it will take time, maybe for 10 or 12 minutes before we start our lesson in the day. But for me, I'm going to do this fast, because I just check my student reading result, and then next step is this is the checking. All right. What does it mean? Checking means that the teacher checks. The teacher means they check student list and give feedback or command. So reading result, student giving the confirmation, and the teachers, have a deal with student work, and then see the conclusion, and the teacher give feedback or command here. The feedback could be, kind of suggestion, and also command, and this, feedback or comment will give student, evaluation. Then after that, they will have a maybe perhaps they will change if they have something, they did do, they, let's say, don't do correctly, so they will have evaluation. After that they will fix that. Next, maybe this is the last, for the activities that I have done for extensive reading is the teacher give comment and feedback. The evaluation. Okay, after giving comment and feedback, the evaluation means that the teachers see the student work. Then after that, the teacher can decide whether the student is in the good level or not. So if they have some problems, so better for us to solve the problem by giving them the way out or solution for that one. So this is the third slide. And Meg, we still talking about the benefit of extensive reading. Next, why we need to apply this to our student, actually, especially in Indonesia, because we need our student, adding their knowledge, not just in the classroom, but also in the outside the classroom. So we have a several some points that we need to say here about the benefit of extensive reading. It's also combined with the expert research result. So the first one is student become better readers. So after following the program, when I've done my research in this program, I see that it seems that, not seems, but I see my students become better reader. So day by day, they improve the way they read the materials. So students become a better reader. I see that, for example, they can spend 12 or 50 minutes sometimes to comprehend one or 3 pages. It's quietly, yeah, I can say that it's a nightmare for me. But after that, after giving the program, I see that my student can reach at least or 5 minutes maximum to read the reading comprehension. Okay, next, student learn more vocabulary, of course. When we talk about extensive reading, the benefit of extensive reading, it is we cannot go away from, student vocabularies building. So they can build up their vocabulary by reading. They can get a lot of vocabularies. They can have a good vocabulary mastery. They can differentiate, even they can choose, they can select formal words, informal words, and their daily communication, even when they write something, because we know exactly that. And when we write and also when we speak, we have different language, or we have to choose the right words. So here vocabulary will increase. Next, right, so slope. Okay, student improve their writing. So that's why I say before. And when we have the benefit, the one of the benefit excessive reading, the excessive is student improve the writing. Improve writing because they have a vocabularies, they have a, let's say, ideas to build up their writing, and also they have a background knowledge. Here, the very important is background knowledge. When you invite your student to read for pleasure, so they will have a lot of background knowledge. Sometimes they will have it, and then they'll improve their writing skill, actually. And next, overall language competence. It is not only writing, maybe the improve overall language competence that they need. And as a student of English study program in my place, maybe you can apply this, because the benefit of the extensive reading. We're still talking about the benefit, and the next benefit is to become more motivated to read. So it's difficult to trigger student to read a material, especially in English, because as English study program, our deal with the consequences is we have to deal with the English material. So sometimes students, feel bored when they read. But when I put this program, I apply this program in my faculty, I see that my student become more motivated. I do believe that when you, as the teachers around, you can apply this to your student. I do believe that they have more motivated to read. And the next, the sixth one, is the student develop learning autonomies. Yes, they will have help student to learn autonomy. Why? Because they can choose their own material for that one. Okay, next, student develop their reading habit. Yes, this is very important. Step by step, when they sometimes, let's say, not realizing, when they follow the program, they have, they will increase their reading habit. Reading habit is very important because when we have a good reading habit, so it is like we have a need. Yeah, reading is a need for us. And next is student improve their confidence in reading. So are motivated, they will have a confidence in reading. So they will not feel difficult when they face or address material connected with the reading comprehension or passage. So they can comprehend the passage, easily. Okay, that is the benefit of extensive reading. That's why I choose this program to be applied in my class and also in my faculty. Next, we can say that about motivation here. Why student? Well, I mean, how is extensive reading build up our student motivation? Maybe the first one is student will be more active because excessive reading will give them chance to have a background knowledge in learning. So they will be active when in the class, even not in reading class, like in speaking or listening class, because they have a background knowledge, good background knowledge. They know they can activate their semata. After they can activate semata, so they will be active. They will raise their hand because we know exactly as a teacher we know that sometimes our students do not raise their hand because they don't have any background knowledge about the topic. So it is possible a student will have a more active because they have a background knowledge. Next, self-regulation. Here means that student can overcome their own problem and find the right way to learn. Be- Extensive reading also provide self-regulation. Student will have a good attitude to overcome their problem because extensive reading is something that they own program. They program. We just facilitator, and our student will conduct the program. So they will deal with their activities every day. So that will build up their self-regulation. That's why the motivation will be increased. And then next, increasing, it is also, that's why in the beginning of this presentation, I say that it is there is significant connection, relationship between motivation and also extensive reading. Because why? Because when we talk about increasing intrinsic motivation, student will enjoy the activity to read because they choose their own materials. It is we call the intrinsic motivation. Maybe later on they have a extrinsic motivation, but when they have followed this program, they will increase their intrinsic motivation. Because I just want, let's say the students say that I want to read this one because I love sports, so I'm going to read the sport. I'm going to read a like entertainment news because I really love this one. So student will increase their intrinsic motivation. Next, what was that? Increasing extrinsic motivation. So it is not only increasing their intrinsic but also extrinsic motivation. Just like logbook, report book list, and also quizzes that we provide because to evaluate students' extensive reading program. So that will be increasing that extensive motivation also. So that is how extensive reading influence your student motivation. So I do believe that when we conduct this or implement this extensive reading, our student will have a high motivation. And some research maybe on contrary, they say that some research say that excessive reading sometimes we have a problem, many factors that influence the extensive readings, just like sometimes it is hard to checking student list or agenda, because that's it, we need time to check the students work. So as a teacher, that's our job, to just and to ensure our student do their job properly. Okay, next, the last, maybe this is the last. What is the goal of extensive reading actually? The goal of extensive reading here is to, to provide our student with a background knowledge, with a, because background knowledge, the point is, the goal of extensive reading is giving student knowledge, because after reading a lot of materials, the materials from the books, from the internet news or something like that, they will have a knowledge, and the knowledge will increase a lot of aspect in their English skills mastery. All right, I think that's all from my presentation. Thank you. Sorry for the mistake, if I'm making the mistake, but I do believe that extensive reading will have a good impact to our students. All right, I'm going to stop this, Sari. So
Okay,
back to our moderator or host today.
okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
That is an excellent presentation, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank
My
you.
dear audience, what are your takeaways? Okay, my takeaways on extensive reading in this time of pandemic. This is important, and this is another hobby that you can have in your house or anywhere. Extensive reading comprehension, motivation, the ABCs of effective reading, the benefits, to be a better reader, to have a
Yeah.
better vocabulary, to improve
Yes.
our writing. Really, motivated, empowered reading is an important innovation. And dear
Yes.
audience, let's apply this every day to have a prosperous growth, not only within us, but also we can have this great benefit towards this. So once again, Sir Saru, that's
Yes.
amazingly inspiring and
All right. Thank you.
motivational.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you.
for giving us
Yes.
your valued time. This
Okay. Yeah.
session
Right.
is very
Yes.
effective to our audience because
Okay.
of your
Okay.
shared knowledge with us. We will
Yes.
see you
Thank you.
again later on our Q&A.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. All right. So, are you ready to be motivated more? It's time to move on with our program. But before moving to our next speaker, once again, I want to remind you all, please support us with your share, tag, comments, and mention your friends. We will give the e-certificate link in the comments box, which you can collect your e-certificate direct from our website. That is www.eduigp.com. And after collecting your e-certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP. So now, let me present our second speaker, Ma'am Jaftiyatur Ruhania, the Assistant Professor of the Islamic University of Indonesia.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
ma'am.
Hello.
Welcome.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am, and belated Happy Teacher's Day.
Okay. Uh,
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
my time to present?
Yes, ma'am. You may now
Okay.
share your screen, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Tel. Before we come to this material, it's need to know me first. My complete name is Jafti Aturahania. Just call me Jafti. Jafti is my call name. So I'm very happy this evening because I can collaborate with another speaker in Institute of Global Professional, and I was become a second speaker here. Let me introduce first. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm the assistant of professor, and I teach sociolinguistic study, introduction of linguistic, and also psycholinguistic, and another part of linguistics. So linguistic is my aspect here in my university. So I teach it. I teach them. Okay. First, I would like to give my big thanks to the director of IGP, the Institute of Global Professional, And also my big regard to the president of Share to Care Volunteers. Because of him, I can join this international webinar. I can share the idea in this international webinar. And also, I want to give thanks also to my lovely host, Miss Tel, and also my partner speaker, Mr. Sarwo. Okay, and then all the viewers whom I love, all from all of the countries. Well,
Okay, once again, let's welcome Ma'am Jafti. We can virtually welcome Ma'am Jafti with an applause on our comment
okay.
box while she's sharing her screen.
Okay, I'm so sorry this evening because I have to use my mask. I was in my office now, so I can open my mask. Well, let me share the screen first.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. All right.
Uh, can you see my screen, Miss Tel?
Ma'am, okay, it's loading. Okay, right now, ma'am, your screen is shared. We just want it to be in a form of a slideshow. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
once again, let's virtually welcome Ma'am Japti. Ma'am, the floor and the audience
Okay.
yours.
Well, thank you, Miss Tel. And now I would like to start my idea, my sharing idea. This is about the recognizing ways of introvert and extrovert students in doing virtual learning. We know that now in this mid COVID pandemic, we need a virtual learning in the studying and also in learning. So that now I choose introvert and extrovert students in doing virtual learning because we know that teacher and also lecturer need to know their own characters in order that teacher and also lecturer can choose a good material or good technique in their teaching. Well, next to the next slide. Come to the next slide here. Well, we know that there are so many characters having by students. They are introvert, extrovert, and ambivert. But in this evening, I only choose two two characters. This is introvert and extrovert. Why I only choose these two characters? This is because we generally find in environment or in the class only introvert and extrovert, but sometimes we only focus in introvert student, and sometimes we have to know the extrovert characters from our students. So from these three characters, we have to know from our students. Well, what is actually introvert, extrovert, and ambivert? This is actually a visualizations of introvert and extrovert and ambivert characters. So introvert here have actually a hidden skill that having by student, while extrovert is full skills having by student, and ambivert is a middle between introvert and extrovert here. And then let's see extrovert, ambivert, and introvert. Start from extrovert. Extrovert here, we have to know the characters of students. First, enjoy spending time with others. So this is the characters of introvert having by students. They usually spending time with others. They easy to socialize. They are easy to make a communication with another environment. So this is extrovert. What about ambivert? Ambivert is different. Ambivert enjoy others but needs long time. So the position of ambivert here is a middle between of extrovert and introvert. While introvert enjoy spending time alone. So introvert here have a lonely time. They always thinking. They always spend the time alone, not to socialize with another environment. So this is introvert. And what makes extrovert is outgoing, while ambivert can be outgoing in their right context. This is ambivert, and also introvert is reserved. So these three characters have a different characters. And then next, provert to work on team. So this is extrovert. Provert to work on team. They usually like to socialize, like to do a team with another group of students. They can share their idea with another. This is extrovert. While ambivert can be on team after working independently. So they can do in the both side, such as they work in independently or work with team. But introvert is different. Introvert here prefers to work independently. So the introvert uh, like to spend their time alone, prefer to work independently, not to do work with another community. So this is introvert. And the last is like to talk things out with other. So this is like to talk things with other. They cry on together, make a story together with friends, and also discuss about some material with another students. While ambivert can process outward or internally, while introvert is like to process internally. So this is extrovert. If I see this concept, I may say that these three characters have a different skill that must be understood by a teacher or even a lecturer. Okay, now go on to the theory. The term introversion and extroversion were first popularized in the 1920 by Beatrice Coljan. Introversion gain energy from being alone, while extroversion gain energy from being with others. So, if I say the theory of this concept related to introversion and extroversion, I may take the underline that introvert students have a hidden skill that me another don't know about their skill, while introversion are student who has energy or skill that can communicate and gather with another community. So this is the difference between introversion and extroversions. Let's see the picture. This is the distinction between introvert and extrovert. Nah, so let's stay in and let's go out. So this is the different side of introvert student and extrovert students. Okay. Well, let's see. I start from introvert. Introvert have many characters that another student don't know about this, such as good listener, creativity, creative stamina, keen observation, bridge builder, negative things, vibrant inner world, and also another creativity that's doesn't known by another. First, creativity. They usually introvert students usually have ability to be a creative, such as making a poem, and also have a good writing, and also good listener. This is a part of introvert characters having by students. And now, who are the introvert students? An introvert student is a person with the qualities of a personality type known as introversion, which means that they feel more comfortable focusing on their inner thought and ideas rather than what's happening externally. So here in this sentence, I try to underline their inner thought and ideas. So they only focus, the introvert students only focus on their inner thought and idea. They can't explore. They only keep in their mind the inner thought and ideas. So they can, what is it? They can explore their idea externally. Okay, this is the extrovert students. And also we have to know the characters of introvert in the class, because teacher and also lecturer have to know their own characters in order that a teacher can provide a good theory or a good media related to the student's characters itself. First, introvert characters. This is appear reflective or reserved, slow to take action, sometimes too slow. Have a very small but close group of friends, preferring to get know a few people really well. Feel most comfortable doing things alone and prefer doing things that can be done alone. Everything is alone. Slow to take action. It's usually introvert having by students. So if a teacher or maybe a lecturer find a student who have introvert characters, they have to find a good technique or a good way in teaching, which is relevant to their characters. For example, if we teach the introvert students, a teacher can find such as what is it, a quiz that the answer can be written in the letter. So this is only the example when teaching the introvert characters. Well, let's see. This is actually the differentiation between introvert and extrovert. Enjoy spending time alone. This is having by introvert, while extrovert is gain energy in social situation. Enjoy spending time alone. Introvert, while extrovert is gain energy in social situation. Extrovert have their ability to gain in social situations. A thing before speaking and acting. Introvert usually thinking before acting, but they cannot act. They cannot show their idea. Only thinking, always thinking. That's why introvert here include into the student who have a good ability in writing, because they have a full idea. But we cannot. The student that's included into introvert students here cannot share the idea, while extrovert is makes quick decision. So extrovert make quick decision, while introvert cannot uh, what is it, cannot make a quick decision. And then introvert can be seen as more reserved, while extrovert can be seen as outgoing and enthusiastic. So if you find the characters of students which is included into extrovert, they usually feel enthusiastic in the class. So this is the character of introvert, sorry, extrovert I mean. And then the last is prefer working independently and also thrive in team-oriented work setting. This is having by extrovert. Now, extrovert class participation. We have to know the class of participation when we face a student that have different characters such as extrovert and introvert characters. So not all introverts deal with social anxiety or shyness. She often have a harder time to speaking up in a group setting. This difficulty may be even more apparent in a real time. Synchronous course where a traditional classroom is replaced with sim-embedded head on a computer screen, Bradley Branch style. So introvert class participants, they sometimes cannot join the what is it? The socialization in the class, having by teacher between a teacher and students. Well, what strategies can be used? Luckily, online course provide multiple avenues for class participation. Introvert can share a question or comment through chat box, class discussion, forums, and email. So, uh, online class is uh, what is it? Have a real advantage for the introvert student because they usually use a comments in the chat book, because if we their voice, if they share their voice, they cannot share the voice widely. They only have an idea and then written in the comment box if it is used in online course. What about in the group learning? Introverts group learning tend to find working in small group easier than speaking up in a call with entire class of students. However, it can still be overwhelming, especially if the group member have strong personalities. So introvert students here always feel shy when they enter to the wide group learning. So it's easier for a student that have introvert characters to make a small group discussions. This is the introvert ways of learning. And then the strategies that which is need by introvert learning here is dividing project into individual. Delegated task is an excellent way for introvert to balance group participation with their desire to work alone. Introvert may also benefit from doing preparation work and brainstorming ahead of groups discussion, so they feel confident sharing their idea. So this is one way to make introvert student be active in the class by giving a project into individual project. So they will feel confidence for their work. Well, experts agree that online education certainly has its benefit for introvert, particularly when it comes to partaking in group discussion and thriving in more personal setting. Introvert are also usually good listeners. So introvert here is a good listener and can be better express themselves through their writing rather than verbally. As I say before, that introvert students have a good in listening and also in writing more than verbally used to make communication with another students. So this is the characters of introvert students. And then how introvert students can do online learning. Okay, let's see. When students make connection with one another virtually, it can create a powerful support system. They can express their feeling when they meet virtually by saying hello dears, hello, hi, and etc. Unfortunately, figuring out how to study and meet each other with friends virtually can be challenging for introverts. They have never shown their face in front of camera, or they are not able to say hello to others, even they don't attend the class virtually. So sometimes introvert is like this statement. Sometimes a introvert student who can join the class meeting online or virtual class meeting here, they cannot show their face. They only saying hello in the comment box. So this is actually the characters that a teacher have to know their ability. So a teacher can maybe can look for a better, what is it, a better platform to teach students who have these characters. Well, what is the strategies? To foster friendship with peers or virtual group session, introverts should trade some strategies. First, personal contact information with peer at one at time. So it must be contacted for, what is it, personally in, what is it, in chatbot or in another contact. Second, inviting them to meet virtually for a home happy hours or course review session. So if a student, sorry, if a teacher or maybe a lecturer understand that they have introvert students, so they have to make meet virtually for at home happily. Look for a good time for them. And then the third is starting with one peer at that time can be less overwhelming. Four, trying to connect in small group setting, because we know that introvert here have to set in a small group discussion because they don't like in a wide group discussion. So a teacher have to contact them in the small group discussions. And then making personal connection outside of the class. So it's only needed by a lecturer, even a teacher, to make a connection outside of the class. So their personality uh, didn't known by another students, only a teacher or a lecturer. So introvert can help themselves feel more comfortable speaking up during class virtually. Okay, now we move to the extrovert. So extrovert here is the antonym of introvert. If it is introvert have a hidden skill, while the extrovert here, they have to explore. They have to explore their skill, whether in communication or in interaction with another students. What is actually the extrovert? Let's see the picture here between introvert and extrovert. Introvert student, they feel dizzy, they feel lonely, they feel confused, and etc. But extrovert here, if I see the picture, they feel explored, they feel happy, they feel expressive. So this is actually the two sides of these characters. Well, who are the introvert students? Introvert learner prefer working with other and bounce idea back and forth. The extrovert learner have to following the characters. Very outgoing, they are active in communication and interaction, quiet, comfortable working in and being part of large crowd, have a wide base of friends, enjoy getting to know a lot of people. Let's see if I see the content of this slide. So we may see extrovert student here have a skill that can going out from their idea. They can communicate with another student, with another participant, with another social life, doing interaction. This is just quite comfortable for working in, and they also be a part of crowd in a large community, they are able to make a communication. So this is extrovert students. What about the characters? Extroversion include traits such as talkative, energetic, assertive, and outgoing. Social interaction is the key here. Extroverts often take on position of leadership, first to offer their opinion and suggestions. They are often quick to approach others, especially on the dating scheme. So yeah, if I see myself, I may be included into what is it, extrovert people because I think I'm talkative, energetic, assertive, and outgoing. I don't like to be alone. So this is actually I myself. I don't know the viewers. Yeah, you can think over it by yourself in what part you are being in introvert or extrovert, but it's okay. All the skill must be managed well. Well, let's see introvert and extrovert. Introvert here, intimate brings, email communication, work better alone, try after socializing, good writer, and easily distracted. But it is different with extrovert because this is the concept of extrovert. This is a big practice, phone call, teamwork, crowd euphoria, good speaker, and easily bored. Yeah, yeah, I think easily bored is having by extrovert because they always feel comfortable, they always feel fixed into another, and sometimes they feel easily bored. People with high introversion tend to relate it well to others and are often well liked in their teams and office. They form quick and easy friendship, and their outgoing nature leads to effective group work. So this is extrovert. So they are doing in a group work. It is easy for the extrovert students. Extrovert class participation. Extrovert love interaction, but competing for attention on large Zoom call is difficult. When they profession offer the floor For student discussion, the instant gratifications of class participation is limited even further in synchronous course. So extrovert class participation, because extrovert here have a crowd class communication, though they like large room, which is held in the learning uh, process by using virtual learning. What about the strategies? Extroverts tend to have an easier time adapting to the synchronous learning environment than environment do. It's easier for them to jump into the conversation without fading into the background. When enrolled in synchronous classes, the extrovert can exchange by taking advantage of life office hour, review session, and small discussion group. So, if you meet with a student like this, the extrovert students, sometimes the extrovert student in the online learning, they not directly come to the material, but they can directly come to the question and answer, because they have a full idea that must be explored in the a chat, a comment, or a comment box. They want to ask a very much questions. So this is the strategy usually find uh, into extrovert students. While extrovert group learning, how? Extroverts are well suited to the collaborative nature of group work. They can serve important roles as a group leader and mediation, helping keep discussion of course. Well, this is also the strategies. Group work give extrovert an opportunity to shine. But it's important they don't overshadow other voices in the group. Extroverts should strive to create an environment where everyone feels comfortable and motivated to speak up. So they always help students to speak. They always try to try to communicate with another students. So this what is it? This trying can make another students collaborative situation in the collaborative situations. So this is the strategies. And then extrovert online learning. How? Extrovert might have a leg up in the friend making department, but virtual classroom pose a unique challenge even for outgoing individuals. When getting together in the persons is an option, it can be harder for extrovert to make personal communication. So this is the way how to introvert study in online learning. And then strategies like introvert, extrovert should exchange contact information with another student in their course and can take advantages of technology platform to hang out virtually. Texting, group chat, video calls, and even online gaming are all great ways to build social connection. So, beside they study online, they can connect between one contact into another contact to make another connection behind the virtual learning. They can do virtual calls, video call with another a friend in that class. Okay, let's see how to lead extrovert and how to lead introvert. The first, extroverts, let them drive right in. The second, encourage their enthusiasm. Let them speak to think. Listen to their many ideas. Let them multitask. Respect their independent nature. So finally, let them shine. This is for extrovert. What about introvert? Introvert, as a teacher, can do something that can help introvert to be to have a self confidence, such as let them think to speak, give them time to make decision, respect their private nature, appreciate their need to work alone, and carefully listen to them. Try to listen to them. Try to listen as something hidden in their life or in their mind. Help them learn at their own pace. And finally, let them shine. So teacher have to know more about uh, students' characteristic. Either it is included into introvert or extrovert. So, extrovert and introvert face different academic and social challenges in the online classroom. It's important to know what categories best fit teachers and students, how to use natural inclination to give best learning for students. Armed with these tips, students can adapt their different learning style for successful class participation, studying, and peer interaction in virtual environment. Well, maybe this is my last slide. So hopefully the viewer can take the important point related to my slide, to my material in this evening. And finally, I say thank you very much. And I will give a time to Miss Tel.
Wow, thanks, Ma'am Jafti. That is a remarkable presentation. Um, what are your takeaways, guys? Recognizing ways of introvert and extrovert student in virtual classroom. So now we have these pointers from Ma'am Jafti, and but what really strikes me is that understanding our students' personality qualities increase our growth as teachers towards realizing effective modernizations and innovations in teaching, because these challenges are strategies to communicate with our students to let them shine. So,
Okay.
my dear viewers, Ma'am Japti, thank you. It's timely, suitable, and important topic and another motivation to our teachers to let our students shine. And I am certain our viewers have acquired so much that help them improve their skills in guiding their students' learning, especially our teachers. And ma'am, with that, thank you very much of your shared precious time with
Okay.
us. We will see you again
Okay.
later
Thank
on
you.
our Q&A. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mister.
Okay, guys. Before moving on, it's time for our quiz competition. So, let's join on. All right, it's time to join. Hashtag IGP quiz. That is our code for the quiz. The link is in the comment box. And I would like to welcome our joiners for the quiz. Miss Maria Veneranda, Miss Veneranda Campos, Cherry Dikildit, Marivic Clavicilia, Michelangelo, Lamberto Pelatan, Sir Paul Cipres, Jessie Manalo, Elmar Moralde, Edita Ballesteros, welcome. Clarice Palais, welcome. And at this point in time, we have 86 joiners. And going up, welcome, Venus Season, Ricky Montano, Marivic Cravicilia, Remeo Jr. de Mesa, Angelica May Bernal, welcome everybody. Miss Meloda Hispano, Crystal Jacob Parlash Navarro, and Edarn. Miss Marjon Cadelina, Chuoche Pajarito, Diana Rose Lacaden, Roslyn Quijano, welcome everybody. We are now 109 joiners. We have now 109 joiners. Okay. While waiting for everybody to join, you can go to www.slido.com. And the code for this quiz competition is IGP quiz. The link is in the comment box. Top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. That is after quiz. And after this quiz, we will have our Q&A. And after the Q&A, we will have our step-by-step certification process. So at this point in time, we have 129 joiners. Everybody, let's go. This is an exciting quiz tonight. We have so many pointers from our speakers, from Sir Eddie and Mom Japti. All right, 134 and going up. Welcome to Sir Jerome Taiko, Baby Jean Acid, Ariel Iwayan, Madali Maylin Ka-Ingles, Everly Chavez, Michelle Aribao, Nelva Balbin, Joanne Modena, Cherry Ann Marquez, Jerome Taiko Raden. All right. We have 142 joiners. And keep coming, guys, for this slide quiz. All right, let's join together. This is the time of the webinar that I'm so excited about. It's the quiz time because this is so engaging and you got a lot to learn about this quiz every time. We always have takeaways. And we will start our quiz competition after presentation immediately. All right, guys. So at this point, we have 147, 148 already joined. Okay. Our first question, the most valuable of effective learning mode is viewing, language, observation, or experience. What is the most valuable effective learning mode? All right, guys, have you sent your answers? We have 83% answered experience, and that is the correct answer. 83% got it right. And the second question, according to our English language teacher, the best learning is only possible through 4 C's. Is it true or false? Guys, is it true or false? Oh, 66% answered true. And that is the correct answer. All right. We'll have our third question. Approaches to language learning and teaching focused on the cognitive processes of the learner. Is it zone of proximal development, communicate language teaching, sociocultural perspectives, or cognitive approaches? All right. What is your answer, guys? 53% answered cognitive approaches, and it is the correct answer. All right. Question number 4. Teaching methods that are successful with native English speakers are successful with ELLS too. Is it true or false? Guys, is it true or false? All right. And 85% answered true. But that is not the correct answer. It is false. And 15% got it right. Okay, next question. Learning English fast is important to be successful. Is it true or false? Learning English fast is important to be successful. And 55% answered false, and it is the correct answer. Well done for the 55% that have joined. Okay, next question. Strong first language and learning English as a second language. Is it simultaneous language learner or sequential language learner? What is the correct answer, guys? Have you sent your answers? And 61% answered simultaneous language learner. And the correct answer is sequential language learner. 39% got it right. The next question is the quality of learning rarely exceeds in the quality of teaching. The quality of learning rarely exceeds in the quality of learning. Is it true or false? And 60% answered true. And the correct answer is true. Right. We have the next question. The end goals of teaching and learning English are: is it application of principles and strategies, communicative competence, linguistic and discourse competence, understanding and learning? So, what's your answers, guys? 27% answered application of principles and strategies, and 42% answered communicative competence and multiliteracies. And that is the correct answer. Ricky Coma is the leaderboard. All right. The next question. Why is motivation so important for English language learners? Because they're unwilling to learn? So that language is clear and accomplished, so that students can work others well so that they can learn something. What's your answers, guys? Why is motivation important? 58% answered so that language acquisition is clear and accomplished. And that is the correct answer. 58% got it right. All right. And we have here our leaderboard. And the question is, what kind of programs are best for teaching English language learners? Direct instruction, explicit instruction, systemic approach, or rote learning? What kind of programs are best for teaching English language learners? Okay, you can send your answers now. And we have here 64% answered systematic approach, and that is the correct answer. Well done. We have here our top 10. Congratulations, quiz competition winners. Our top 10. Yaniza Mendugorin. Okay. John Paul de Luna. Dina Pinciano Amdos. Raden Lastimoso. Jennifer Maula. Rolando Pajardo. Elmar Moralde. Palash Chandra Barman. Alex Javier Alvarez. And Shirley De Vera Fernandez. Congratulations, guys. Okay. You will have your certificates, quiz certificates posted on any of our pages on our webpage, Facebook, and check it out. Congratulations once again to our top 10 winners. At this point in time, we will have our Q&A. And give Hello. So participants are requested to ask their questions in the comment box. And we have here our first question from Feruz Akbaru. To Mr. Saru Eddy, can we really increase students' intrinsic motivation? Is it something that is innate, self-controlled, and self-nurtured phenomenon? Yes, sir.
Um, uh, all right. Can I say the answer directly, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. So thank you for the question, Mr. Varus Barov. The question is, can we really increase student intrinsic motivation? Isn't it something that is innate, self-control, and self-nurtured phenomenon? Yes, we can do that because when we can detect first in reading, especially because we talk intrinsic motivation in reading. So in reading, we can increase the intrinsic motivation by giving them chance to select their own materials. That's why the extensive reading give student reading for pleasure. So intrinsic motivation is coming from their heart, inside their body. They want to read because they're willing to do that. So we trigger that point. When we apply the extensive reading program. So step by step, the activities that we give to our student in the class, especially in intensive reading, we lead them to choose their select the material by themselves, and then they go home, they can read under the trees, and they can make their own way to read the materials. I do believe that step by step the intrinsic motivation will increase, given that you said that this is innate, so self-control and self-phenomenon. But I believe that when we giving them a treatment, trick to build up their intrinsic motivation. Sure that we can do that actually. This is my answer,
Yes,
the house for
yes, sir.
Paris Akbarov. Thank you.
Okay, sir. And we have also a question from Sir Feroz Akbarov also for Ma'am Jafti. Ma'am, you mentioned ambiverts. How to challenge ambivert students in a student-centered class in which students need to be outgoing, enterprising, and a risk taker?
Okay, may I answer the question? Okay, Mr. Faris Akbarov, your question is about You mentioned ambivert. Yes, ambivert is one of the characters which is having by students because there are three characters: ambivert. Sorry, introvert, ambivert, and extrovert. But because my topic study is about what is it? About introvert and extrovert, so I don't explain about ambivert here and how to challenge ambivert students in a student-centered class in which students need to be outgoing, enterprises, and risk taker. So now I will answer. Ambivert here is in the middle of a scale between introvert and extrovert. So this is a natural student, a normal student that we usually find in the class. So how to what is it? How to make yes, enterprising and risk and taker. Just we have to know their own characters first. If our student included into introvert students, so we have to look for a good materials and a good what is it? A good media in teaching. But if it is ambivert, we cannot, we don't worry about this because ambivert here, they can receive material, either it is, what is it, easy or not. So ambivert here can receive from wide and also large material or wide classes and also small classes. So this is for ambivert. So you don't need to worry about ambivert because ambivert here we can find in our daily life a normal students we can find. So it's easy to make ambivert become comfortable in the class. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and question number 3 from Miss Aigul Ava. Here's a question. I think this is for both the both of you, ma'am. Sure. How can it's for sure, Eddie. How
Yes.
can reading strategies contribute to develop writing skills? Yes.
Yes, thank you for the question, Aigul Ayeva. Actually, when we talk about reading strategies here, I'm going to lead you to the extensive reading. It means um, when we talk about developing writing skill through reading, extensive reading, we can I in my presentation I have shown this. Um, Excessive reading leads students to read more. They have confidence to read, so they will have a lot of vocabularies. They will have a lot of background knowledge. From the background knowledge, they can activate their semata. We know exactly when we write something, we need to build our semata. We need to build the bridge before we go to the ideas. So the bridge when we go to the ideas is background knowledge. So when you read something like in your materials, and then you will have an ideas to write something. This is how writing, reading strategy, especially extensive reading, to develop the writing skill, and also the vocabularies. The vocabulary when used within writing and when we speak, it is totally different when we want to write or write something, because speaking and writing is in the different term in the different occasion. Because when we speak, we know exactly we can use a casual word, something like that. But in writing, it's better for us to use a comprehensive words. So that's why when we have a lot of vocabularies through the extensive reading, I do believe that we can develop our writing skills. That's it. The answer.
Okay, I
Thank you.
hope that suffices your question, Miss Ava.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, we will now have our next question, please. From Maria Teresa Yambao to Ma'am Jafti, can an introvert student be an extrovert and vice versa? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mom Maria Teresa Yambao. Well, I will answer the question. Can an introvert student be an extrovert and vice versa? It can be. Why it can be? It is because of based on the environment they collaborate with introvert students. So if the introvert students have a family which has characters of extrovert, they can change their son or their daughter into the extrovert students. So it based on the environment. It can be changed into extrovert anytime if the environment can support their skills in the introvert. So this is my questions. So it based on the environment. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mom. That is informative. Okay, let's wait for another question from our audience from Jenny Lynn de la Cruz. To Mom Jafti again, how can introverts possibly deal with global competitiveness? Yes, Mom.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jenny Lynn de la Cruz. How can introvert possibly deal with global competitiveness? Of course, as a teacher and as a lecturer, they have to what is it? They have to train the introvert student to be what is it confident students. So finally, if the teacher and a lecturer can make introvert students to collaborate with other, of course they will be ready deal with a global competitiveness. So they must be trained. They trained by a teacher and a lecturer. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much, Mom. How to deal with global competitiveness. I hope Jenny. Okay, we're waiting for the other question. Would like to check. Next question, please. Everybody can type the question or comment on the comment box. If your questions will not be answered, you can have it answered on the slide of Q&A also. Alright. Ma'am, you have something to add on the global competitiveness question of Miss Jenny Lynn de la Cruz while waiting for other questions, ma'am? You have other pointers? All right. I think, ma'am, sir,
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that is the last question for tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Once
Okay.
again, thank you very much of your valuable time. Oh, we have another question, Ma'am Japti. Is it all right to have another question, ma'am?
Uh,
Here's the last question, I think.
Okay.
How do
Thank
you
you,
manage?
sweet Sal Karen Montehermoso. Okay. The question is about how do you manage learner with a different qualities and behavior in a learner-centered classroom? Okay. First, because I'm a lecturer and I'm also a teacher, I have to divide from a large group into a two kind of group. First, this is a group which is included into introvert student and extrovert students. So there are two groups. The first is introvert students group, while another group is extrovert students group. But before we come to these two groups, we have to know their own characters. We have to measure their own characters. Which is included into introvert, and which one the student which is included into extrovert student. And then after this, I will have give a different task. If the group related to the extrovert students, maybe I will give their discussions. I will give material related to the discussion. But it is different if I face the introvert groups sessions here. I will make a task related to the analysis. Sorry, the analysis task, because as I know, introvert here related to a good in writing, so they have to be given in the analysis task. Okay, this is my question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's another pointers for our teachers tonight.
Mira my Barcelona.
Okay, we have here, ma'am, another question. I think this is for you, ma'am Japti. May I ask, what if our students are really introvert? What adjustment to be done as a teacher? From Ma'am Mira May Barcelona, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Mira, my Barcelona, thank you for your question. I will try to answer your question here. Me, I ask, what if our students are really introvert? What adjustment to be done as a teacher? The adjustment here is based on their own characters. If they are all the introvert student you face in the class, so you have to look for the task which is relevant with their characters. For example, you may give the analysis task, you may give the training of writing session, for example, or you may give them the task for searching the ideas. So this is actually can a teacher do to face a student which is included into introvert students. Okay, this is my answer, Mirame Barcela. Thank you.
And we have here, thank you, ma'am. We have here another question. Here's our question rushing in from Crystal Jaika Farlash Navarro. To both speakers, what is the best learning method that you can suggest to a person who wants to learn foreign language by himself? Who wants to answer first, ma'am, sir?
Jafti first.
Okay,
Okay,
what is
ma'am.
the best learning method that you can suggest to a person who wants to learn foreign language by himself? Okay, this is from Crystal Jaika. Well, now I will try to answer the question from Crystal. What is the best learning method that can suggest to a person who wants to learn foreign language by himself? Okay, now we face the what is it? The global communication era, where every time we can see the social life or the social media we face, then we can make it to be a strategy or a media to learn language, such as you can use your YouTube. You can use the YouTube to try in the pronunciations, how to pronounce the word in that language. For example, if you want to try, if you want to study about English language, so that you have to look for a best source, a best search of that, of that language, which is relevant to your will. Not only from YouTube, actually, there are so many kinds of application that can be downloaded to help you uh, to learn about foreign language itself. If for me, because I'm from Indonesia and English is a foreign language in my country, so that I have to learn more by myself, not only for the course. So how to study by myself independently. So I have to use and I have to what is it? I have to use my social media, try to make a conversation with another a group from overall the world, and try to look for the conversations or what is it? Or Westbox Cinema, or there are so many others of media that can use to study foreign language itself. Okay, thank you, Crystal.
Okay, it's my time to answer the question from Crystal Jaika Farlas Navarro. Thank you for the question. And talking about the best method, the first thing that you need to consider is you need to know first uh, four learning styles. There are four learning styles, like the visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic, and also reading and writing learners. So you need to recognize you yourself in what learners are you. So when you recognizing, for example, you are a visual learner. So I do agree with who Jafti that you have to find something visually, like use YouTube or something like that. And the most effective way or method to know things is to be searching for the things. So if you want to learn something, so it's better, the best or the most effective way is to find out the thing, searching the thing. If you want to know about the foreign language, English, the grammar, or how to pronounce the word, so you have to search that. So what I suggest to you is just recognizing first, you are recognize you in the what learning style. Is it visual learner, auditory, or kinesthetic? So after that, you can choose the best method in learning. I think that's is my answer, ma'am. Miss
Yes.
Tao, back to you.
Thank you, Mom Jafti and Sir Eddie. I believe our audience tonight have so many learnings and points that
Okay.
comes from your teachings. And with that, we are grateful to have you today. Thank you so much to our guest speakers, Sir Sauru, Mom Jafti.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
and we will see you again soon. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mom
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir.
Yes, you're very welcome.
All right. Again, everyone, knowledge hunters, I would like to thank you all for attending today's session. And we now have our double bonus with regular webinar. So, along with our regular webinars, we have also added webinars on every weekend, Sunday morning on the month of October. October morning session dates, that is 9:30 a.m. BST. On October 10, October 17, October 24, and on October 31. See you on those days. Okay. EduIGP has also a triple bonus. Starting from October, we have webinar series program. You will get individual certificate for each webinar. And after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate. And highly focused teaching strategies, research, assessments, pedagogy, tools and techniques, professional development, and communication skills. Those are our takeaways. Okay, our first webinar series program. We have 5 parts webinar series, and the topic is authentic assessment in teaching and learning. We will have our part 3 on October 7, part 4 on October 10, and part 5 on October 26. Okay. Our second webinar series program, we have 4 parts webinar series on the topic Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And our part 3 is on October 20 and part 4 on October 24. Our third webinar series program, we have 5 parts webinar series. The topic is Digital Classroom Engagement Tools. Our part 3 is on October 13, part 4 October 14, and part 5 October 15. See you on those dates. And that's the part 1 is on October 11, part 2 October 12, and once again, part 3 see you on October 13, part 4 October 14, and part 5 October 15. Wow, that's a 5-day webinar series. We also have our fourth webinar series program. We have five-part webinar series. The topic, the new trends in education. Part 1 is on November 1. Part 2, November 7. Part 3, November 12. Part 4, November 20. Part 5, November 28. That is the new trends in education. So those who are looking for knowledge, additional knowledge and pointers, see you there. Our fifth webinar series program. We have five parts webinar series also on the topic organizational leadership and managerial skills. Part 1, November 8. Part 2, November 15. Part 3, November 22. Part 4, November 25. And Part 5, November 30. All right. These are our six webinar series program. We have five parts webinar series. The topic is Trends and Innovation in Mathematics Education. Part 1 on December 12, Part 2 on December 13, Part 3 on December 14, Part 4 December 15, Part 5 December 16. All right, that is the five parts webinar series. With the webinar series certificates, for webinar series certificates, you have and you must attend all the parts of the series to get a webinar series certificates. See you every day. The most awaited part we have here, the certification process, the step-by-step process. And you can join our all live programs from our Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, website. And also, if anyone missed any program due to some unavoidable issues, still you can attend previous webinars with verified certificates. You can check it out on our website. October 6th, today's program name is Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment Part 2. Certification link is on the comment box and certificate links available. And it is pinned on the comment box. And certification link, we will be able to always available in this program post that is on Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube description. Just visit. And we have here certification process. You can claim your certificate in two ways. Direct link from our comment box that is pinned and post description. Or if you are not able to click this link, please directly browse www.edurgp.com for all information together. And find today's program, then the process are the same. Okay, step 3. Browse www.edurgp.com or given link and you will be redirected in this page of our site that is shown. We have there the YouTube link, and if you are new, create your account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the seminar title and get enrolled as shown. And we have here the code for today's program. That is IGP 7475. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. And with code, you can claim your certificates anytime. Anytime, guys, you can claim. So, what are you waiting for? Please note for the code for today that is IGP 7475. screenshot or take note. And today's program name is Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Part 2. Don't forget, guys, code for today is IGP7475. And with code, click Get Your Certificate, as shown. Don't forget, tonight's program name is Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Part 2. You can get your certificate anytime on our website, www.eduigp.com. And we have here, if you have clicked Get Your Certificate, this is the sample of the certificate. Your certificate is now ready. That is the step 6, and anyone can verify your certificate. Our free international webinar certificate is auto-downloadable in PDF file. You don't need to download it manually. Okay, guys? And dear participants, if any problem raised to claim your certificate or any other issues, please don't hesitate to contact us. Our core team members are always ready in comment section to support you to find solutions. We have here our IGP Community Facilitating Officials team members. Facebook page, we have Charis Abejo Cabiros and Janet Cablao. That is on Facebook group, we have Sherilyn Yamaguchi, Jonas Malin, and Alonso Warren Cariaga. On YouTube channel, we have Kelvin Linatok, Joel Danuog, and Jeffrey Sayat. Tomorrow evening, October 7, we will have our webinar series 1 part 3. That is Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. One speaker from Indonesia and another one from India. Evening session. On October 8th, Strategies in Competent-Based Curriculum. We have 3 speakers from the Philippines. On October 9, we will have Mr. Jim Terdisena of the Philippines. Evening session. On October 10, 211 morning session, Bringing Character Education in Classroom. We have two speakers from the Philippines. And on October 10 evening session, we will have our Part 4 October 10 Webinar Series 1 on Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. We have 2 speakers from Indonesia. October 11, Webinar Series 3, Part 1. That is Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Edpuzzle. With Mr. Buenavides Girondio Jr. of the Philippines. Part 2, Webinar Series 3, we will have Sir Norman Lanes of the Philippines, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Go2B. Evening session, October 13, Webinar Series 3. We will have Sir Arthur De Leon of Philippines on Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Google Sites. October 4, we'll also have Sir Norman Lanes again of the Philippines on Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Wakelet. October 15, we will have 3 speakers from for the Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools Overview. October 15. On October 16, evening session, we will have Artificial Intelligence in Education, a speaker from Oman, Sir Sajimon Jekyll Joseph. October 17, Becoming by Overcoming. We have three speakers from the USA. October 18, Personality Traits and Technology Acceptance. We have two speakers from Pakistan. October 19, Subconscious Mind and Success. We have one speaker from the Philippines and one from India. On October 20, we will have Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment Part 3. We will have two speakers from Indonesia. Evening session. See you on our 222nd webinar series. On October 23, evening session, Inspiration and Motivation to Learn New Skills. We will have two speakers from Croatia. A morning session on October 24, that is 21st Century Teaching and Learning Demystified. Two speakers from Indonesia. October 24, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment Part 4. We will have two speakers from Indonesia. October 25, The Process to be a Tibet Trainer. We'll have one speaker from the Philippines, Mr. Ronel de Guzman. October 26, Learning Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning Part 5. We'll have two speakers from Indonesia. October 27, Innovative Ways to Teach Research in Distance Learning. We have two speakers from the Philippines. Evening session, guys. See you on October 28, International Political Economy, for Professor Bob Aguilar of the Philippines. On October 29, Work-Life Balance Professionally, a speaker from Philippines, Ma'am Venisa Pagaduan. October 30, Different Teaching Modality. October 30, two speakers from India. October 31, Gamification, the Future of Distance Learning. Sir Paul Martin de Vera of the Philippines. November 2, Educational Engagement with Brain Boosting. Sir Dinesh Kumar of India. November 4, Importance of Students' Motivation and E-Learning. Two speakers from Malaysia. November 6, Transcending Optimism in School Management. Alberto Dizon of Philippines. November 7, Delivering Digital Classroom Through ClassPoint. Sir Carl Kervin Sampungan of the Philippines. Upcoming webinar series, November 8, Webinar Series 5. We have webinar series Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills. The Role of SBM in School Improvement Plan. We have one speaker from the Philippines, Ma'am Irmalyn Diaz. November 9, Educational Action Research. Sir Ricky Montana of the Philippines. November 10, Pedagogical Approaches in the New Normal, Sir Emmanuel del Rosario of the Philippines. November 14, Identify Learners' Needs with Art of Teaching, Ma'am Hajara Saddam of Sri Lanka. November 14, Philippines, Sir Genesis Janalza on Ethics and Principles of Communication. Upcoming webinar on November 15. We have webinar series part 2, Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills on collaboration, extension, and linkages. We have one speaker from the Philippines, Sir Nazul. November 16, and expanding your virtual classroom with Google Workspace. Two speakers from the Philippines. And with that, we'll see you on our upcoming webinars. So, once again, today's code is IGP7475. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. So, please note screenshot of the code for tonight. Thank you. All right, once again, a grateful evening, everybody. We are confident and positive that you learned something new today, which you will be grasping and applying it to enrich your career growth and your life's journey. So don't forget to collect your e-certificate and give a check-in with IGP. Celebrate with IGP by the link mentioned. Comment below on our website www.eduigp.com. Spread the information with your friends and community. We hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinar. Until then, thank you. Let's face this pandemic with positivity by nourishing our skills at home with IGP. I am your host, Miss Tel of Philippines, saying stay joyful and stay safe, everyone. Signing off. Goodbye. Good day.